All right, in this video, we're going to look at the scheduling errors by checking out the validation codes. So I have my normal default Scheduling-123 application, all the default values as it comes, just sample data. And we're going to look at the flat assign sheet. And of course, Excel wants to save. Okay, so the flat assign sheet, we seem to be okay. Everybody's being scheduled just fine. If I scroll down a little bit, oops, I eventually see an error here. This is on June 23rd, trying to do the up-down third shift team lead position, number 2, and I can't find somebody to fill that. And you might go, how do I figure this one out? So first of all, you just look around at the other reports and kind of see, oh, there's my conflict, and it sort of repeats itself. This is related to a team lead person. If you remember back in the name sheet, we only have 3 people listed as team leads. And it happens to be Ginger at number 17, and Henry at number 21, and James at number 24. So remember those numbers, 17, 21, and 24. And we look over here, and for each of the team lead positions, we see 21, 24 being chosen, 17's being chosen, 17, 24, and so on and so forth. But I can't figure this one out. Why is that? So if I go back to the flat assign, we've included a mechanism called validation. And all you need to do is copy this, and I'm going to do a Control C to copy that one yellow cell. And you can paste it on any of these rows or as many as you want to, but generally it's reserved for pasting it on conflict rows. So down here, I'll just Control V Victor for paste. And we'll watch it populate with a code for every one of my 70 employees. And if I scroll to the right a little bit, you'll see that I'm looking really for an employee that has a blank code. If they have a blank code, that means they were available to be selected for that position. But if I scroll all the way out, I see nobody with a blank code. That means there was nobody. And these codes tell me why for each person there wasn't a person available. So number 1, they've already been scheduled on this day. So this is a June 23rd day. There's number 1 right there. They've already been chosen. Now, they happen to not be a team lead. That could be another code, but there's one legitimate code as to why they couldn't be chosen for this one. Number 2, because of an include weekday scheduling restriction. So if I looked over on the name sheet for number 2, Ava Gardner can, on the include column, only work on Friday and Monday. This is a Wednesday. So Ava could not be chosen because this is a Wednesday and she can only work on Friday and Monday. That's what IW means. RM role mismatch. So number 3 is not a team lead role. They were otherwise maybe available, but they're not a team lead. And most of the people, because there's only 3 team leads, will have a role mismatch. Here's an exclude week, XW, number 6. If I go back to the name sheet, look at number 6. Buster can never work on a Wednesday or on a June 7th date. This is a Wednesday. It's not June 7th, but it's a Wednesday. So that's why the XW is there. Here's a include location, number 7. If I go back to the name sheet, number 7 can only work at the main office. This one we're trying to schedule the uptown office. So that's why 7 couldn't have been chosen. 8, include time. Number 8 can only work on shift 1. This is for shift 3. So number 8 couldn't have been chosen because of the include time restriction. So you get the idea. Let's focus in on the team leads, the people we know are team leads, and that would be 17, 21, and 24. 17 is an RA code. By the way, all these codes are in the PDF. If I could find the PDF. We're on the flat assign sheet. There's a section called codes related to where, when, shift, so on. All these codes, IT, XT, IL, tells you exactly what they mean. So RA is a repeat assignment code. AS is an already scheduled code. Let's go back into here. 17 was one of my team leads. They can't be assigned because of a repeat assignment. 21 because of a repeat assignment. 24 because of an already scheduled. So let's see if we can figure that out. 24, well, they're right there. They were chosen in June 23rd for the team lead number 1 slot. So they can't possibly be chosen for the number 2 slot on the same day. That's an already scheduled code there. And the other ones were repeat assignments, 17 and 21. So I could kind of look back here, but I'd have to really pay attention. It might be easier to go over to the grid assign ID here. It's kind of easy to pick out the columns that require team leads. So there's team lead there, and then 2 team leads there. So let's just look at those columns. So 17 was chosen on this day, and 21 there, 24 and 21. All right, that's cool. Second day we had 17, 21, 17, and 21. Okay. If we go back to the options and we look at the team lead entry, I coded that they can work twice on the same day as long as they're in different shifts. And they cannot be assigned more than 4 times in a scheduling period. So what's a scheduling period? That's how many rows does it take before we're able to schedule everybody in this group of 70 here. I can scroll down to the bottom, and if I look at this row count, it says it takes 3 rows before I can schedule all 70 people. So 3 is my magic number there. Go back up. That means within 3 rows, I can only schedule the same person a maximum of 4 times. And the same person could be scheduled twice in one day as long as it's different shifts. So that's what that row means. Let's go back over to grid assign ID. And here we had 17, 21, 24, and 21. Now notice 21 was already assigned that day, but this is 3rd shift, and this was 2nd shift. That's why 21 was available to be chosen twice in that day. But we're really focused on this conflict here, and it had to do with the maximum number of repeat assignments. So let's look at 17. We'll start with 17 as an example. It takes 3 rows, 1, 2, 3, 17, 17, 17. That's 3 assignments. That's 4 assignments, so they can't be chosen. That would make 5 if they were put here. Let's look at 21. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 21 can't be chosen. That would make 5 assignments. 24 shows up once, twice, where else? 3 times. 24 could have been chosen. They've only been assigned 3 times in those 3 rows, but they were already assigned on that day, so we couldn't have chosen them there. So that conflict boils down to there's only 3 team leads, and we can only maximum assign them 4 times. And there just wasn't anybody available when we came to that slot. So that's kind of how you use these codes to help you figure out what's going on. Many of these codes come right off of the bad where and when these IT, XLs, XT, or the bad dates, and so on and so forth. And then the role mismatch, repeat assignments, already scheduled codes, they're just added in there. All documented back in the PowerPoint or in the PDF file. All right, hopefully that helps.